India today has accessed visuals where CRPF jawans are facing the brunt of attacks by violent mobs in Kashmir. Even as politics peaks in Kashmir, violence is impacting the common man. Several families who had planned weddings of their loved ones had to cancel them. On the directions of Prime Minister Modi, the Union Health Ministry has rushed a 3-member team of eye specialists from AIIMS to Jammu and Kashmir. National Conference Working President Omar Abdullah and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi have launched scathing attacks on the centre and the JNK government over the unrest. Although the violence is ebbing gradually, the Pakistan-backed separatists are doing everything to keep the fire burning. Hurriyat Hawk has now extended the strike for 2 more days. India today has accessed visuals where CRPF jawans are facing the brunt of attacks by violent mobs in Kashmir. Even as politics peaks in Kashmir, violence is impacting the common man. Several families who had planned weddings of their loved ones had to cancel them. On the directions of Prime Minister Modi, the Union Health Ministry has rushed a 3-member team of eye specialists from AIIMS to Jammu and Kashmir. National Conference Working President Omar Abdullah and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi have launched scathing attacks on the centre and the JNK government over the unrest. Although the violence is ebbing gradually, the Pakistan-backed separatists are doing everything to keep the fire burning. Hurriyat Hawk has now extended the strike for 2 more days. In a huge setback for the Modi Sarkar, the Supreme Court restored the Congress government in Arunachal. The apex court scrapped all decisions by the governor. The opposition struck out at the Modi government, with Congress President Sonia Gandhi saying the verdict will deter it from the misuse of power, and AAP chief Kejriwal called the order a tight slap on the government's dictatorial tendencies. The BJP-led centre said it will do a structured examination of the order and its implications before making a detailed response. Islamic hate preacher Zakir Naik continues to evade law. In another attempt, the press conference that Zakir was to address from Saudi has been cancelled. Newly appointed Congress UP President Raj Babbar met Sonia, Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi in the capital. Days after Jharkhand Chief Minister Raghubar Das took a dig at the exam cheating scandal in Bihar, students of a Dhanbad college were caught copying. Class 11 students were found sitting in groups making notes of each other's papers. Incessant rains in Rajasthan's Rajsamand has created a flood-like situation. It's received close to 15 inches of rainfall. It's a war of videos in poll-bound Punjab. The ruling SAD has announced a video war against arch-rival AAP. Despite stringent laws in place, there seems to be no end to the menace of ragging in the country. Cops have booked 5 students of a prominent school in Jodhpur after their juniors alleged that they forced them to strip in a school bathroom. Punjab Education Minister, who had summoned 30 teachers to inquire about a dismal pass percentage, decided to test them, and the teachers made glaring mistakes. The government has approved the disinvestment of 15% paid-up equity of a government-owned builder, National Buildings Construction Corporation Limited, out of its 90% shareholding. Paramilitary BSF seized 21 kgs of contraband in Amritsar. A senior official says a patrolling team of BSF noticed movement of smugglers. Police arrested 3 Maoist rebels in Jharkhand following information about the presence of senior militants in the village. An inferno raged at a petrol pump in UP's Kanpur as a car owner filled his tank. The car owners left their vehicles as the filling station went up in flames. A leopard is creating panic in a village in Rishikesh. Since many days, the wildcat descended on the village and was caught on camera. India is all set to evacuate its 600-odd citizens from South Sudan, where deadly fighting is taking place between the forces loyal to the president and his deputy. The ECI will hear the disqualification of 21 AAP MLAs on the Office of Profit issue. AAP claims that the centre was unnecessarily troubling the government on the issue. A Delhi government is scheduled to pronounce judgment in the Jigisha Ghosh murder case today. Jigisha, who was an operations manager, was abducted and killed in 2009. A court in Greater Noida will deliver an order on a plea by a Bisada resident to file an FIR against Mohammad Akhlaq's family for alleged cow slaughter. After months of rumors and speculations, Hero MotoCorp is set to launch its new motorcycle Splendor iSmart i10 in India today. The anti-corruption branch carried out searches at the offices of Delhi government's Transport Department and Public Works Department in connection with the alleged irregularities in dismantling of bus rapid transit corridor. The daughter of Delhi's Health Minister Satyendra Jain is in the eye of a storm after reports of her being at the helm of affairs of the state government's ambitious Mohalla Clinic project. Residents living near the JNU campus in the capital held a protest against student leader Omar Khalid after he drew an analogy between Kashmir Hizbul commander Burhan Wani and the revolution Che Guevara. In northeast Delhi, a woman was allegedly raped by her father-in-law. The woman, who was married about 5 years ago, says she was repeatedly raped for many years. A girl in Noida was stabbed 32 times by her alleged lover after she insisted on getting married to him. In a big setback to Asaduddin Owaisi, the Maharashtra Election Commission has barred his party and other 190 local political parties from contesting the state civic polls. Despite suffering from potholes each day during the rainy season, the city continues to face official apathy. In fact, a local Congress corporator fell into a pothole while it was conducting a survey. Due to heavy rains in Kolhapur, the disaster management had declared a flood alert in Kolhapur. In Sangli, the Krishna River is flowing over the watermark, forcing authorities to evacuate hundreds of people living close to the riverbanks. Incessant rains triggered landslides in Pune, but there was no loss of life or damage to property. At least 63 children belonging to various states have been rescued from a food manufacturing unit in Hyderabad. The raid was carried out as a part of Operation Muskan. After the death of a schoolgirl in a rash driving accident, police has decided to prosecute owners of pubs and bars who sell liquor to underage people. After the Central Pollution Control Board came out with e-waste rules, Green Waves has got a license from the AP Pollution Control Board for 5 years to collect and dispose e-waste in the state. Now, pilgrims aspiring to perform circumambulation Tirumala temple must show their Aadhaar card. The temple trust has directed officials to strictly enforce the norm. Heavy downpour in Telangana raised the level of Godavari River, which breached its embankment and flooded nearby areas. In a major boost to the special investigating team, the Karnataka governor has granted sanction to prosecute former Lokayukta Justice Bhaskar Rao. The chief minister has ordered a judicial probe for DSP MK Garpati's suicide. This will run in parallel to the CID probe. BJP has raised its ante against the Siddaramaiah government. The party says it will continue their protest as long as their demands aren't met. IT Minister Priyank Kharge is coming up with a slew of initiatives to keep Bengaluru ahead as a startup city. Among the radical changes being planned are bringing in more trust between the government and startups. In an effort to reduce the pollution, board will study an odd-even formula implemented in the national capital. Based on the study, the board will decide how to reduce air pollution. 2 suicides have been reported in the IIT Madras campus. A research scholar committed suicide inside her hostel, and the wife of a professor was found dead inside her house. A court has remanded Ram Kumar, who is an accused in the murder of the Infosys techie, to 3 days in police custody. The Madras High Court has dismissed a petition seeking approval and recognition of Tamil Nadu Police Constabulary Association. Doctors who operated upon a woman shockingly left a gauze in the patient's stomach in Trichy. The teams and their members for the upcoming Premier Futsal League will be announced today. The Futsal League will have 6 teams, including Kochi, Tamil Nadu, Goa, Mumbai, Kolkata and Bangalore. In a fresh bout of violence, a CPM activist and a BJP worker were killed in gruesome attacks in Payanur. Both the activists were hacked to death near their homes. A blame game has started between CPIM and BJP over the killings. The CPIM says that the BJP workers hacked their activists inside his home. BJP worker was reportedly killed in retaliation. After the LDF government-supported ban on women in a specific age group entering the Sabrimala temple before the Supreme Court, the Kerala CPM has made it clear that the party was in favour of giving entry for women. During his maiden speech in the 14th Assembly, former Chief Minister Oomen Chandy questioned Finance Minister Thomas Isaac's claims that the previous government had made serious lapses in tax collection. 2 minor students were killed after the drivers of a car lost control and rammed the vehicle into them near Mokeri. IPS officer Syed Mustafa Hussain Mirza appeared at the police headquarters in connection with the Narada Sting operation probe. The Central Industrial Security Force will soon take over the security of the Indian Museum and Victoria Memorial. A traffic constable was thrashed by a bus passenger in Howrah. The constable was clearing the traffic on a bridge when an altercation broke out. A prisoner was nabbed from a railway station 15 days after he escaped from a prison in Burdwan. Reportedly, the man was arrested on charges of triple murder. 3 people were killed on the spot in a road accident in National Highway near West Midnapur. The driver, along with 2 other workers, were killed. Theresa May has succeeded David Cameron as the British Prime Minister. Cameron submitted his resignation to the Queen, emerging from his final session of the Prime Minister's questions. David Cameron says being Prime Minister had been the greatest honour of his life before he formally resigned. Theresa May promised to fight burning injustice in British society, govern for the poor, marginalised and create a union between all of our citizens. The Obama administration congratulated Theresa May on assuming office of the British Prime Minister and said that in her previous role as Home Secretary, US officials judged her to be quite effective. The Federal Alliance in Nepal says it would support Nepali Congress Party and the main Maoist party to topple Prime Minister KP Oli's government. At least 12 people were killed in airstrikes on the rebel-controlled Syrian town of Ariha. Reports say among the injured are 3 children. Anti-mafia police broke up a Romanian human trafficking gang which forced dozens of kidnapped victims, including children, into beggary and slavery. Italian mafia boss Bernardo Provenzano, one of the most notorious crime figures of his time, has died in a Milan hospital at the age of 83. Israel's military has nominated a new chief rabbi who had in the past stated that the country's soldiers are allowed to rape non-Jewish women in wartime. Over 500 people who were evacuated as wildfires spread got close to their homes and hotel in Spain's Costa del Sol. NASA has released images of the moon crossing the face of the Earth for the 2nd time this year. NASA's EPIC camera aboard the Deep Space Climate Observatory satellite captured the images. Flight attendants from all over the world hit the runway at Moscow's Domodedov airport to show off the influence of high fashion on their uniforms. On its penultimate stop, an airplane powered by energy from the sun arrived in Egypt. Solar Impulse 2 flew over the pyramids to make a smooth landing at the Cairo airport. Egyptian security agents have abducted and tortured hundreds of people, some as young as 14, in an unprecedented increase in enforced disappearances aimed at silencing opponents. Authorities in Guatemala fear that a new front is opening up in its war against cartels. The drug gangs are reportedly felling trees in the Mayan jungle. The Indian players on their tour to West Indies have been pretty active off-field ahead of the 4-test series. The players spent a day off at the island of St. Nevis where they were snorkeling. India will play their 2nd warm-up game on the Caribbean tour against the West Indies Cricket Board President's 11 starting today. This will be India's final warm-up game. Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan unveiled the autobiography of Sania Mirza in Hyderabad yesterday. The world doubles #1 has titled the book Ace Against Odds. In her autobiography, Sania Mirza has opened up on many interesting chapters of her personal and professional life. Sports Minister Vijay Goel paid a visit to ailing hockey legend Mohammad Shahid, who is undergoing treatment for a liver and kidney ailment in a Gurgaon hospital. The first test between England and Pakistan will begin today at Lord's. Jake Ball will make his England test debut in the absence of injured paceman James Anderson. The first test will also mark Mohammad Amir's return to the longest format after 6 years. Joachim Low ended speculation about his immediate future, confirming that he would stay on as coach of Germany despite the disappointment of Euro 2016 semi-final defeat. A 20-year-old Sikh man was thrown out of an overnight queue to watch the Wimbledon Tennis Championships for making other people around him uncomfortable. Filipino boxing star Manny Pacquiao plans to come out of retirement. Though the boxer said no fight has yet been set, his promoter confirmed his intentions.